Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me and it's quite a quick one for when I'm getting ready to go down to London for a day full of meetings. Obviously it's a little bit autumnal at the moment, so I've gone for a slightly darker lip, I've gone for no fuss eyes, and I've really focused on the base of my makeup. And what makes doing my base so much easier is the iconic brushes. I've actually used these for so long. This one has seen better days and I use this every single day. You would have seen this in all of my makeup videos. But they just released their new Evo brushes, so I've been excited to upgrade slightly, and these are what I'm going to be using in this makeup tutorial. And you're going to see exactly why I love them and why they make doing my makeup so much quicker and so much easier. So let's get into the video. Okay, so to start things off, I'm going to be using the By Terry Cellular Rose CC Serum in Sunny Flash. I use this all the time, and I actually feel naked if I don't have it on my face. So I just pop 2 pumps in my hands and rub it all over my face. I obviously use a lot of fake tan, and some people don't like using fake tan on their face, and sometimes it reacts really badly. So this gives you a sort of golden glow without doing anything to your skin, because By Terry products are like skincare and makeup at the same time. So I never break out when I use this. For my foundation, I'm going to be using the Guerlain Parure Gold, I struggle to say that one, with my Evo brush. I used to use this one. As you can see, it's been used to death. So I have been eagerly awaiting the arrival of the new ones, these Evo brushes from Iconic. And they're super soft and they just make my makeup application so easy. So there's the first pump, and I'm going to use that to do this side of my face. It just gives a really even and quick application. That's the thing about these brushes. And also it seems like you don't use a lot of product either. You just literally use like the 1 pump per area of your face and it gives you great coverage. Pump number 2. Oh my god, these brushes are even better than the older ones. They're so good. They're so soft on my skin as well. It's actually quite an enjoyable experience putting on my foundation when I use these. For concealing and a little bit of definition, I'm going to be using the Iconic Pigment Stick. I'm just going to pop this under my eyes and then down the centre of my nose, because you guys know that I like to kind of sculpt out my nose a little bit. The texture of these is so creamy, so I can actually set my under eyes properly. I never usually set my under eyes with powder, but because these are so hydrating and so creamy, I can actually set them, and they're just easy to use well. You can just whack them down the centre of your nose like this, and it's just so easy. Then using another one of the Evo brushes, I'm just going to blend that in. So that's my base done, and now I'm going to set things really quickly with my powder. I'm going to use the Dior Skin Forever and Ever Control, which is one of those kind of blurring effect powders. Just dust that in the areas where I get a little bit of shine, not too much, and just set my under eyes as well. I don't like to look powdery, it's just about sort of taking away a little bit of shine. And then to warm up my makeup and give me more of a glow, I'm going to use the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel with another one of my Evo brushes, and I'm just going to pop this around my hairline and just anywhere that I require a little bit of subtle contouring and warmth. I know I keep going on about it, but they are so soft and just so nice to use, and I feel like they use so much less product. All of my tend to last a lot longer when I use them, so they're very good for stuff like that. It always feels a little bit foreign when you start using these brushes to begin with, but once you get your technique right, it makes life so much easier. So that's my base and my bronzer done, and I do use my bronzer as a little bit of a contour down my cheekbones. Before I do the contouring on my nose, my usual sort of sculpting out, I do like to do my eyebrows first so that I know where my eyebrows are starting, and I aim to start the contouring from that point. So I'm going to be using the High Definition Brow Tech in shade Vamp to do my eyebrows. And I just start by brushing my eyebrows through so that I can get a good shape and use as much of my natural brow as possible. I really only use this to fill in gaps. I'm not sort of shaping my eyebrows too much, because otherwise my eyebrows can end up looking like slugs. And just keep brushing through the entire time so that it blends nicely. I hate it when you can see like the line of your eyebrow, so I like to make it nice and soft. To set my brows in place, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Plumper, and this has a really cute little brush on the end. It's just tiny, look. And that just holds them nicely in place for the rest of the day. I know that some people don't like contouring that much, and I don't do a lot of it, but it does make such a difference to my nose, because my nose just doesn't have any definition whatsoever. It's very rounded. Thanks Nonno for that one, but I do have to give it some definition. So I'm going to be using this very sort of slim Evo brush, and I'm going to use this to just sculpt out the edges. I'm going to be using the Radial contouring powder, and you guys will know that I use this a lot. This is sort of my holy grail when it comes to contouring, so I'm going to be using this on my nose. Just a very subtle contour. I don't want it to look too much. I also just slightly go into these gaps in my nose here just to lift the tip of my nose. So now that I've sculpted my nose, I use my foundation brush and I go back in and I just blend it so there's no harsh lines. For my blusher, I'm going to be using the Air Blush from Marc Jacobs in shade Kink and Kisses. And I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks. A lot of colour. So if I ever put on too much, I just go in with my foundation brush and blend it out. It's super easy, and I'd rather use too much than not enough. It's probably the wrong thing to say, but you can just blend it out more if you use too much. Okay, so now that my base is completely finished, it's looking a little bit flat. So I want to go in with one of my favourite products, which is the iconic London Shimmer palette. There's an array of stunningly pigmented highlights in here. So I'm just going to use this at the highest point of my cheeks, my brow bone, down the centre of my nose, and I might dust a tiny little bit in my chin area. I can't get over how pigmented this is. It's absolutely stunning. This is what I imagine all of those like Instagram makeup gurus to use. I'm using this centre colour here, and it's a bit more goldy than I would usually go for, but when you put it on your skin, it is beautiful. Just take this up to my hairline. I'm going to have very glowy skin today. Just take that into my hairline on the other side and up onto my brow bone as well. I think highlighter is possibly my most favourite type of makeup because it just brightens up your makeup so much. Then I'm going to go in with this smaller brush and take this down the centre of my nose. Look at that, that's like a beam of light, and it just blends so nicely with these brushes. It's almost like as good as using your fingers, but softer. Then just dust a tiny little amount, not a lot, on my chin and in the centre of my forehead. And that is my base completely finished. And looking at it, I actually really like how it looks. I'd be quite happy going out like this, but I am going to finish things off with a very, very subtle eye. I'm not doing my usual graphic eye. And then I'm going to finish my lips off using a little bit of a different combination. This is definitely more of an autumnal nude, and it's a lot deeper and darker. So to really open up my eyes, I'm going to be curling them with my eyelash curlers because I'm not going to be using any colour on my eye whatsoever. To be honest, I think that you should curl your eyelashes anyway. For my mascara, I'm going to be using my favourite drugstore combination from L'Oreal Paris, which has actually seen better days. They're on their last legs, so I'm going to need to get some new ones soon, but I'm going to be using the Volume Million Lash and also the False Lash Sculpt. And this really does give you incredible eyelashes. So I start off with the Volume Million Lash. I really like to get into the corners to make the outer corners of my eye a little bit thicker and a little bit darker. So that's 2 coats of the Volume Million Lash. And then for the last coat, I use the False Lash Effect, and I just comb that through, mainly focusing on the outer corner again. For my lip liner, I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil, and this is in shade Tiramisu because I'm going for a bit more of an autumnal nude. And the autumnal nude that I'm going to wear is from the new MAC Lip Tensity range, and it's in shade Toast and Butter. So there you have it, that's the finished look, and it's super quick and easy and a bit of a no fuss look as well. And it's made so much easier thanks to those iconic brushes. They just make blending and getting product onto your face so much quicker and easier. So with my makeup finished, now I have to choose my outfit. So today I've opted for a really snuggly and warm jumper from Reiss. And then I'm going to layer that underneath my Karen Millen dress that you might recognise. I actually ruined this dress a couple of weeks ago, and the lovely people at Very Exclusive kindly gifted me another one, so yay! Obviously, bare leg weather is over, so I've got a pair of tights on with my comfy Chloe boots, and then I'm just popping a few essentials in my Louis Vuitton Capucines bag, and I'm good to go.